Don't worry, that music and that text explanation stop here. We're talking straight to you. How to beat Karlson in under 2 minutes. I'm going to show you what a sub 2 minute speedrun looks like, give you some basic tips on doing full runs and practicing in that meantime, and then I'll go through each level individually and how you can practice it and things to keep in mind in order to execute the routes. So here's a sub 2 minute run of Karlson. Now you'll notice this tutorial route gets you about 10 seconds. If you can execute this consistently, then you have a solid grasp on the basics of air strafing and gaining speed in the air, which is perfect. It's really the most important thing for getting a sub 2 minute run, is having that handle on your air strafing so you know how to move in the air and gain speed and control yourself at a basic level. Like, see, we're taking our time here with this route. With enough practice, it'll become consistent for yourself as well, but we're keeping things as simple as we can. Not trying to do anything too crazy, just moving through the level quickly, efficiently, but nothing too complicated, at least for me. Maybe for you right now it might feel like that, but with enough practice, you too will make this feel easy. Escape 2 will be troublesome for many of you. It is easily one of the easiest maps to choke or to lose a lot of time on in the beginning, but I'm trying to keep it as simple as I can, making sure to use both my forward and strafe keys when using the grapple to keep gaining speed. And we'll talk about the optimal grapple timings and where to aim for that when we get around to Escape 2. So the big thing with practicing for full game runs is there's two things. Practice the individual levels one at a time. Don't skip around between random levels. Make sure you get each level consistent before you move on to another level. Just practice the same route. Keep it as simple as you can in terms of execution. And once you get that down fairly consistently and you feel comfortable with it, then you could move on to a new level. That is the most efficient way to practice and get the routes ingrained into your head. And the second thing is to finish out runs. So if you don't finish runs, you're not going to ever get practice finishing runs. And by the time you actually get over to finishing a run, you might just end up choking it, and you don't want that. Those types of things will happen, but practicing finishing runs helps with your mental game, helps you clutch it out in the end when you do have that PB pace. And as you can see, we got a 1 minute 52 second run, so that leaves a lot of room for some mistakes throughout the run, or time losses in other ways. We didn't die in this run, so this is the potential for these routes with no deaths. If you have an early death or a couple time loss, then you can still get sub 2. You got 8 seconds to spare, so that's something to keep in mind as well. Make sure you finish out those runs. Alright, let's do tutorial for a sub 2 run. As you saw, strafe jump, left, right, ball bounces, strafing, and get enough speed. The important thing to get speed through this area is to make sure that we're, constantly gaining speed using forwards right or forwards left and strafing left or right in the air. Okay. So like this, where you get speed earlier on, so then you can make it over to the jump pad, and then you can manage your momentum to get to the end. You can even wait with some of your jumps, give yourself more time, more space, make it easier. Slow it down a little bit, but not much. That's still a great time for sub 2 pace. Now time for Sandbox 0. We're going to keep this very simple. I'm going to walk over, get a clear path, crouch jump. We're going to walk over, get a clear path, crouch jump, grab this on the way, walk up, just jump into that. Even if you missed, you can recover. So again, it's just let it slide, make sure you hit that barrel, then you can recover into that if you miss as well. And it's still a good time. Nothing much to say on this level, it's pretty simple. Gotta practice it, get consistent. Sandbox 1. This one's interesting. We've got the boomer here. You don't need to be facing the boomer to pick it up, you just need to be close enough. Press your button to pick it up. What I like to do is walk over, kind of just hold W, just walk forward and turn my mouse. Grab it along the way. And then you can crouch and look straight down. And when you shoot and you look straight down, it'll just propel you along the ground, and you can use that speed to cross the gap, do a couple B-hops in the second area to keep that speed, and you can get over here in about 7 seconds. And that's a really solid route. Or, if you want to do it how I did with a jump, like that, then use the second grenade to get more speed, you can get about 6 seconds. You can choose, whichever one's more consistent for you. Now, Sandbox 2. Little strafe jump. Don't even do too much, just a strafe jump. You want to get up here. You want to get up to about that area. Right about here. And the shotgun's actually on top of this platform, but because we're close enough, once we get to here, we can grab it. You can do this. Jump off. You can keep it simple. You can just hold this down. Want to make it to this platform, and shoot yourself to the side, maybe back and up a little bit. Get over here in good time. Again, just hop. You can even do this for extra security measure. Redirect yourself with this shotgun. You can move around the air. You can get a good 12-second time, even lower if you do it faster, but keep it simple. You get around 12 to 14 seconds, depending on how you do it. Keep it simple. Now, escape 0. So I like to use, I'm teaching you the gunless route. I'm teaching you the gunless route for escape 0, because I think it's better in the long run to learn this opening for the level first. Because usually, I would go up here, and then do this, back in the day, when I was learning. Then I have to gain a bunch of speed by strafing. It was just kind of inconsistent. You do learn how to maneuver pretty well if you learn that side of the route, but if you do this, you have a good amount of speed. Then you can do a little bit of strafing, and just go straight, shoot him. You can get like 8 seconds, you can also get like 7 seconds, depending on the speed you get in the beginning. In order to get some speed in the beginning, when you jump off of this second wall here, you just want to angle your view to the right. And then little air strafe, get a little speed. Just demonstrate. Like that. Now we have a little more speed. We can just hold this all the way through. Look at that, 6 seconds. Very simple. We just had to go straight and just hold crouch and B-hop the whole way through after getting that initial speed. And once you get this down, the rest of the level just becomes a walk in the park. I'll make sure you don't hit that guy, hopefully, but even still, get 7.5 seconds, even with a little slowdown. Make sure to practice that first section, those first couple jumps, and getting a little bit of speed. That'll give you the speed you need to just straight shot to the rest of the level. Get a good time. Now for escape 1. We're gonna do a simple strafe jump to the wall, slide to the door, and we're going to maneuver our way with some wall runs and some wall jumps the rest of the level. Keeping it simple. Mess up, you can recover like that. 13 seconds with a minor time loss there. We can do better. Oh, that's a mistake. You want to just make sure you don't hit that. Simple here. Big thing with this section, I'll go over how to do those wall jumps more consistently. This section in particular. So once you get to here, you really want to make sure. Oh, hello. You want to make sure that you're jumping onto this left wall first, and then jumping off of this wall second, about in this section of the wall as well. You want to make sure that you're high enough on the wall as well, so when you come in here, you can wall ride, let it go up. Just make sure you make it through that gap, and wall ride on that other wall over there. Again, simple, slide through the door, hold crouch the whole time. You can slide along. When you jump off, make sure you use your strafe key with W and practice your air strafing. You get more speed. It'll help you traverse the level much easier. Now on to Escape 2. This one can be tricky to learn because of the grapple physics. Now the main way you gain speed with grapples is by having a longer grapple and using your strafe keys with the grapple. I will demonstrate. I'm just going to jump forward and hold forward and left. Grapple here. Sends me this way. Grapple. Look forward and grapple. My strafe keys here. Now this jump can get people a lot. You can choose to go through the middle or through the top. Sometimes it's easier to line up going through the top if you want to go through the middle. What you can do, I'll demonstrate. What you can do, just do a shorter one here and then grab this one and go through here. Then you can grab one of these, get some practice, you'll get a feel for how the grapple works. Not a lot to explain with the ending there. It's mostly about getting speed in the beginning so you can keep it throughout the whole level. And at this point you're just trying to clear this level in about 20 seconds or less, hopefully. That is the ideal for a sub 2. So don't worry if you're not getting this time consistently. I've done this level so much that even going on a slower route I'm getting efficient times. So, but if you can practice it, you get it to this level of proficiency, that'll be a big time save for you. We've got Escape 3. This one's also a fairly simple route. We're just going to do a couple jumps and some slides. And then we got the shotgun at the end. We're going to keep it simple there as well. So here, let me demonstrate. Jump and crouch, or you can B-hop. You can jump and crouch, slide under the table. While you're under the table, you can actually grab the shotgun. Once you grab the shotgun, you can jump and boost yourself up, and then you use some air strafing, maneuver yourself to the door. Once you get to the door, you can boost yourself with shotgun one more time, get yourself right to the milk. You can just slide here. Nothing too fancy. Got some slowdown, you'll get about 8 seconds, 8.5 seconds. It's a good time, good time. You can also go over top of the table. I've just found that more consistent for me personally to not land on the table and not to worry about it. I like going under because it's just easier for me. When I was starting out, it's easier to grab or go under the table than to try and land on the table and jump. To me, there's no difference. You can find out what works for you. Guy 0. Now this one's simple, but it's also kind of tricky because it's a lot of momentum you gotta manage. You could potentially overshoot and then you have to slow down. You could undershoot and have to speed up. So that can be the tricky part for a lot of people. But I'm gonna try and make this as simple as possible. I'm gonna start with, just gonna wanna look straight down, time a jump, give a shotgun shot right when you jump. And after you do that, you wanna move right, maybe a little bit forward as well. Just tap it. You can turn around and not get air shot, hopefully. That's something you will have to worry about. That and that. You can even... Ooh, we didn't get much height there. We just sink it together, around, a little loose. Yeah, that's not enough speed. You want to be using a little bit of air strafing to get some speed as well. So here we go. You can get up high with the barrel, and then use a shotgun and some air strafing to get over here. This guy likes to try and push you off for air shot use. Gotta be careful. Even if you get it over here, do something like that. Oh, maybe not. If you get a big enough boost, you can actually just not use the shotgun altogether. I've always found it more consistent to just go with shotgun. Keep it simple. It's just about getting used to the feeling. Make sure you use some air strafing. If you don't have a lot of speed from the barrel, use the shotgun blast for sure. You're aiming for about 5 seconds or so. That would be a good time. Now Sky 1. This one is a run killer. I'll be honest. Sky 1 is very tricky. I'm gonna try and give you the easiest setup for the grenade jump at the beginning, and then just keep it simple with the grapple at the end, because the real tricky part is getting the grenade jump correct. So what we're doing, we're gonna walk along the right side, get them to come over here. What we can do after that, we can even take this route. There's nothing too fancy, we don't have to rush anything. This is more about completing this level. Using this route, you can still get like 16 seconds by taking it slow. Just make sure you grab what you need to grab. You can grab the grapple. The grenade jump is what saves the most time. You don't want to take this route over here. Much slower. And even if you manage to get the grenade launcher from this guy, arguably it's more difficult than using the grapple. You could grenade jump over, but then the grapple here, it's already 16 seconds. So what, you're down how much time? We're down about like 7 seconds just from using that route. So the grenade is super important. We want this guy to see us, not die like that. We want to move forward after we get to the side. For this grenade jump, it's about feeling it out. You want to look to the right of the yellow guy. Wherever he lands, wherever he stops, look to the right of it. You can use air strafing as well to make up for speed that you didn't get from the jump. And even if you get through here, you can go through here. Your grapples. Keep it simple. Another 16.5 seconds. So there's a lot of time to save on this as well if you do it really well. You just really need to get this grenade jump. This is the biggest practice point probably for the whole level. Use air strafing, you can get to this platform consistently. Just remember, slowly, or smoothly rather, move your mouse in the direction you want to air strafe. Use both your forward and left, or forward and right keys, depending on which direction you're trying to air strafe. And then you'll be just fine. Now Sky 2. This one is the end of the run. You want to keep this as simple as possible as well. It's actually more annoying to go through the middle of that rotating tunnel over there. Just because it's rotating and it's really annoying with all the props in there to try and jump off of. So we're actually going to go along this side. But I'm going to give you a route that gives you good pace to just make that jump a lot easier. I'm going to show you how to line it up as well. We're just going to walk forward, crouch. We're going to delay these wall jumps, then hold them at the end. I'll explain more about what I just did there. Ooh. Yeah, don't die like that. That's for sure. So the important thing is keeping this route exactly will time it with this rotating tunnel to make the jump a lot easier. So it is kind of on a cycle. Delay these wall jumps, but you want to hold the wall jump when you get to here. The reason you want to delay these wall jumps is because jumping off of this thing, since this is lined up right in the middle, you don't actually need to look at it. You can just time it. And once you get to here, you can hold crouch and continue the B hop to keep your speed. And once you jump off of here, you want to be aiming just about the outside rim, or the outer edge of here. Because what you want to do is go forward and then strafe into the wall, so that you can jump off of it as it's rotating into you, which allows you to get some jumps and stay stuck to it And then once you get at least 1 or 2 jumps, you're good to go. And then from there, you finish with wall jumps, shoot the guy at the end, just face forward the whole time. No need to turn around weird in that wall jump section. I'll demonstrate again. Delayed wall jumps, hold, crouch, look to the edge. You can just hold space there. Hold your space for wall jumps, shoot him there. Take your time, get a good run. Get a good finish to the run. That's about it, honestly. There's not a lot else to say about it. You know, a lot of these levels are very short, not a lot of alternative routes to discuss. For sub 2, these are basically the routes I used when I was doing runs like this. Gotta practice. Air strafing is super key. Any levels you can, use your air strafing, practice it. It's just forward left, forward right. Make sure you can get tutorial consistently, because that is the key to getting that consistent air strafing down. So you don't want to skimp on the air strafing. Copy what I do. Copy it. Eventually, you'll just get this consistent enough. You'll be hitting this every time, or a majority of the time. Don't expect yourself to hit everything every time. Just go for consistency overall. And you want to feel comfortable executing the levels. At least comfortable enough to where you know what you're doing. It might be difficult for you, but as long as you're practiced, you know what you're doing, you know what the route is, then the practice will come. Watch. That's for sure. So that concludes the tutorial, the guide for sub 2. I hope it helps. The commentary was pretty awkward and shaky, but I hope you learned a lot. I'll be in the Karlson Discord, speedrunning Discord. If you have questions, other runners will be able to help you as well. Good luck getting sub 2. Anyone can do this, I believe. Enough practice, understanding the mechanics of the game, sticking to routes, practicing your levels one at a time, finishing out those runs to get that practice. You can get sub 2. I'll see you later.